So my name is Joram Mwinamo. I am the founder and managing director of WYLDE International. At WYLDE International, we basically help entrepreneurs, individuals, and organizations achieve growth and transformation. We do that through coaching, training, consultancy. So we work with a lot of SMEs and different types of organizations. So that's what I do for a living. Okay, so I think in today's day and age, you have to be very careful about how you frame the parameters that you use to measure success, because there's a way in which society has already defined how you should measure success, and a lot of people chase towards what society has already defined as success. So that, could be celebrity, being famous, being rich, having a lot of money, material possessions, and the like. How do I define it for myself? I define success as first and foremost being able to be successful in my spiritual journey, which is my relationship with God. So that's one parameter. The second one is being able to be successful in my marriage, where I'm a good husband. I'm there. I make my marriage work despite the ups and downs. Third is as a parent, being there for my two children. Being a present father, being available for them, over and above being able to provide for them, being there physically and present in the different things that they do on a day-to-day. So that's how I frame success for myself. And then, after that, now I run my own company, so I would want it to be very successful and impactful in the work that we do, to be able to transform the lives and even the economic success of our clients by helping them also come up with meaningful goals as organizations or individuals, and then helping them with the steps to achieve those goals. I think because one of the parameters that myself and my colleagues use in running our organization, our company, is running business with integrity. So, since 2004, we've never been able to, we don't accept any business that would come with corruptions or under the table, despite the fact that that would be very lucrative, because we've seen other people do it and, grow in leaps and bounds. So that's one major sacrifice that I've had to make in terms of the fact that, walking the narrow path in Kenya in running a business meant that we were going to make a lot less money and struggle a lot harder than everybody else, work 10 times as hard and make 10% what everybody is making as we build that journey of value. So definitely it meant that we grew a lot slower than a lot of other people have done, and that comes with implications of the money in your pocket. It takes a long time to get there, so you'd struggle on a few personal issues here and there as we work towards the journey of building that ideal company. And I think the other sacrifice has also been time. Like I mentioned, my goals of being there for family. As an entrepreneur, it's easy to spend a lot of time at work trying to get ahead. As you're trying to work that 10 times harder to get ahead, it's easy to spend a lot of time at work or in the office and away from family. So there's also been sacrifice on that front of just spending less time at work so that you can spend more time with family. But you can see the net effect of those two issues is that the income then has been significantly decreased as a result. But over time, we've still been able to create the value and build loyalty with clients who believe in us and who've walked the journey with us and grown with us. So we've still managed over time to be able to build what I consider a successful business. I think I would look at maybe, so the world, when you look at a lot of the magazines that celebrate, the top 10 richest people in the world, and also there are all these lists that always put up who is most famous, who's rich, who has achieved X, Y, and Z. And I think that tends to shape society's perception of what success is. The number one factor is definitely money. So if you have a lot of money in your pocket, you're considered very successful. It doesn't matter how you got there, or whether your work-life balance is there, whether your family stuff is working out, or your own personal growth. So I think society has come to define success in that parameter. The other one is fame, and are you well known, are you popular, are you out there and recognized by many people? Again, regardless of what's happening in the background of your life, such that it's even driving a lot of people to create personas on social media that may not necessarily be real to be acceptable, to be accepted by society, because that's a measure of success for society. On my part, I think a lot of people who've shaped my view of success may not even be people who are in the public limelight. Personal mentors. Here in Kenya, people like Pastor Mrevi, of Mavuno Church. I have a personal mentor called David Adara, who's an entrepreneur, has been running businesses in the logistics field. Those are the kind of people that I look at. And there's an architect called Anzaya Katsa who's been very successful and runs his parenting program and has had a lot to teach on that front to society. So I guess for me, these are the kind of men that I look at, and based on what I've seen their lives turn out to be, they may not have been recognized in the media or celebrated as people who are very successful, but I admire a lot of things about their own personal values and how their lives have turned out. I think if I went back in time, one of the things that I would do differently, I think the younger my timeline is, the younger I was, the more my view of success was shaped by those things that I talked about, the magazines, the celebrities and all sorts of things. So there's probably a lot in my initial life where I was pursuing material possessions, material things and the like. And so there's probably a lot of expenditure or investments I may have made early in my life that were not what I would do now. I would probably be a bit more measured in how much I would enjoy life or spend on material things, and put a little bit more effort on living within my means, not so that I don't just spend or acquire stuff or to fit in with the masses or with people out there whose approval I'm seeking. I would definitely do a lot less of that. And a lot more of investing in personal growth, a lot more of investing in, less of material, more of personal, spiritual relationships as well around myself. I think that's what I would do more of, because I think that there's probably stuff I did earlier that set me on a path of not living within my means, and wiped out a lot of what I could have invested for the long term that in things that count. Yeah. I think in this era of social media, there's even a lot more of a need for people to seek approval from others. So it's very important that we set the parameters, personal parameters of chasing success right, so that we are not chasing a mirage or chasing things which once we acquire, we look back and feel like it's all emptiness. So I think it's important that we start having a more general conversation around what are the meaningful things in life. There are many research studies that have been carried out, particularly with people who are at the tail end of their lives, and when they look back, they feel like the things they should have invested in a lot more was relationships and aspects of personal growth that had nothing to do with material success. So I think society needs to start redefining what's important by, one, celebrating people who add purpose and meaning to society in general, rather than people who are materially successful but character-wise are a disaster. So my name is Joram Mwinamo, founder managing director of WYLDE International, and I'll be attending the UNSTUCK Conference 2018. I hope to see you there.